Alright guys, another week has come and passed, and there is a lot to talk about, but a couple big events on the way. Once the weekly reset happens, we get the Turbo Boost event on 5/13, and with that, you get your Hero Track gear and your Mythic Track gear boost up by 2 more level upgrades. So, if you're capped on all your crests, you need to spend some Valorstones. Rejoice guys, we are about to be able to spend some more stuff so we can get a little bit more item level and we can keep pushing them keys. In that Turbo Boost event, we get no crest cap. Yes, I said no crest cap. That means you can just keep running until you max out, and no problem. You'll be able to upgrade your gear with no issues. Finally, little late in my opinion, because we should be pushing for that 3k IO and trying to get to that point, but it does feel real nice that I can just keep collecting Gilded Crest without having to each week, every Tuesday, go into the exchange vendor, waste my time and do that, just get the little bits of scraps of my crest. And we all know and love Valorstones, but with the boosting of the Turbo, they become Warband, which is great. You can trade them to your alts now. If you do that, which I would recommend just collecting it on your alt yourself, it's pretty quick. But there is a 25%, I'm going to say 25% tax on that to your Valorstones. So for every 100 that you trade in, your alt will get 75. Simple, big brain math there. But, and while you're doing that, since you've been boosting up your alt, if you have not been doing the Nightfall event, Mythic Plus will drop 2 times the amount of chances for Warbound gear. So, you know, I think I've got a few pieces here and there, but they're doubling the chance of that happening to you. Now, I have bags a bank full of Warbound gear just in case that I want to log over to an alt and keep pushing. But right now I'm just so dead set on my Survival Hunter and trying to focus on everything that we're doing there that I have not really got to touch an alt. I feel it. It's coming quick. Maybe once I get 3k IO, that'll change a little bit and I'll go into the alt world. On this reset, we will be getting our long-awaited puzzling cartel chips. Now, there will be quests and activities and weekly things that you get. It will take 3 chips per item, so choose wisely. And I fully recommend that you get the Mythic Track gear. Hero gear is great, but by now, if you're really pushing it, you probably are on that Mythic Track. So do your M+, do your Mythic Raid, wherever you're in there. It's your skill ability, and make sure to try to get that Mythic Track gear. If not, Hero Track gear will be open to everybody on the first day at the vendor, so get those chips and spend them wisely. I recommend raid bots. Now guys, I want to tell you something I'm a little bit stoked about right now, as I know I talked about it in my last video that BFA is coming back to the Timewalking rotation. The only sad part that I can think about is that it's been that long. BFA was that long ago, and it's now in the Timewalking rotation. You know, it feels just like yesterday I was logging into Borealis and maintaining my hunter and doing my monk and reliving those things, but something to look forward to, going back in those dungeons, getting all the new gear and mounts and pets. And let me tell you, this little Brutosaur pet, you know I'm not a pet person, but god damn it, he's cute. Little goofy looking Brutosaur that you can get as a pet, some cool mounts coming down with a really neat night elf summoning feature. So if you were like, you know, you take a knee down and you're in that moon, and then bam, your night saber comes out underneath you, ready to take to the forest and save the night elves. But definitely, you know, you get all that weapons, gear, transmogs, all that kind of stuff. So take the time, do it. You know, with Turbulent Time Ways on the way, you'll get to experience all the time walking, but BFA, get the cool transmogs, some things that they're going to be themed to what we lived in that expansion. Now, with talking about traveling back in time, if you made it to PAX East, or you know you've been following anything about it, they did announce Legion Remix, which is really cool because we all love Mist of Pandaria Remix. Now we're going into Legion, which was everybody's fun expansion. Everybody loved it. You had your artifact weapons. You had all the I really thought the cool dungeons as myself, the raids, you know, Nighthold will always be near and dear because that's when I kind of took the break after Warlords of Draenor and came back into Legion. So get to go back in time, remix those characters, and you get to get those all the pieces that you missed at that time. Remember, there was that small currency at Mist of Pandaria. You could buy the whole ensembles, mounts, everything that you missed in that expansion. So definitely looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. If you are, let me know in the comments below what you are hoping to see in Legion Remix, and I'll be excited to see that and respond back. Now, since we are so heavy into Time Walking and Blast from the Past Remix, I just want to put it out there that it has been yesterday, 5/11. It has been 20 years since Leroy Jenkins' debut video, and where we all just fell in love with him. And you know, you have to think. If you're not a Warcraft player, then you might not know who he is, but most people do. So you think back then, you know, if you've been playing this whole time and if you haven't referenced Leroy Jenkins, then are you even really a Warcraft player? Let's think about it, because it was just such a fun video. They've made characters, he's been in other games, like a lot of things that, you know, I think I have a little minifig of him somewhere from a set of something I bought for Warcraft. But definitely really cool to think that was 20 years ago, but also terrifying at the same time, because wee little Ryan here was 20 years ago. He was quite young. Now here we are, still playing Warcraft, still loving every second of me logging in, unless it's a Mythic Plus key and you're pushing it and it just turns to dust at the beginning. All right, time to quickfire some PTR findings. There's a new belt similar to Cersei's Circlet that has been in the PTR that has unlockable power, has a simple menu. You don't have to collect gems like you did for Cersei's Circlet. The belt looks really good. Like, you get to pick 2 effects of 9, and if you want to change it, you open up the small menu and kind of go from there. And it's just things to boost your, you know, damage and your survivability, whatever direction you want to go. You know, I think this is really cool. I like the Cersei Circlet. It survived into the next season for a little bit and was actually my best in slot until I got a Mythic Track ring. So really cool. Belt should be fun, easy. You just won't be able to socket it because has a power track, so it's definitely not going to be one that you can add more to. So if you're sad about it, then, you know, keep your regular belt on. But if not, I think this is going to be the route to go for you pushing that damage. There are new chest-based transmogs out there, kind of maybe hitting that Karazhan theme. You know, we talked about in previous videos about the 2 ravens that are on the online shop, which you know, people love, people hate, and all these kind of things. But really thinking about it, you know, pawn, queen, king, rook, all these things, back pieces, shoulder pieces, head pieces, anything that you can do, you know, really cool things to collect. And I'd like to see where this goes, and maybe they'll thought I read something that they were going to bring back a little bit of a chess game, but we remember playing that chess boss at, you know, original Karazhan, and then once it came back in, I believe Legion, I think it was there. So Legion Remix, here we come. And if you remember a time before, Diablo did cross its little hooves into World of Warcraft. Well, that's coming back. Loot goblins in main towns, transmogs, pets, toys, mounts. Tyrael's mount looks really sweet, so make sure you take the time to do that. I think, you know, the last event I got like the little Balail, or Baal, whatever you want to call it, the little red goat, got him, got the Hearthstone, got the Tome of Town Portal. That was the coolest part about it, because, you know, I grew up on D2, and now once Warcraft came out, I really never looked back because I didn't like that style of play anymore. But, you know, I play Diablo 4 on PS5, sitting there couching it up. Definitely something fun. So I'm excited to see Diablo back in World of Warcraft. And to wrap it up, if you're one of those people who likes the RPG aspect of World of Warcraft, and, you know, having those transmogs while you're going through town, you're dressed a little bit differently. Looks like they're putting a little more lower key transmogs in. We got raincoats coming down and sweatsuits. So if you wanted to go out for a light jog in the Elwyn Forest, or you wanted to, you know, experience the weather and stay dry out there, just be on the lookout. Some cool transmogs are coming in that are, you know, basic, plain, not the overly shiny, spinny things, which I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to transmogs. If it looks a little more low-key and a little more low fantasy, I'm all there for it. On occasion, I will switch to something high rig, high shiny, but most of the time I keep it pretty level. And that's it, everybody. That was the Great News Vault, is what we're going to call it now on. You know, quick week recap, and looking forward to what's coming down with Turbo Boost, the Diablo event, more things coming to PTR, 11.1.7. And if you like what I'm doing here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on my next video, guys. See ya.